welcome back to Football Manager 2022 with the Man Utd 0304 database save, and this is episode 7. And in episode 6, the highlight of that was a 2-1 loss to Newcastle. Alan Shearer scoring a brace against us, one from a volley, one from a header. Classic Alan Shearer. Off camera, 3 results to talk about, 2 in the league, 1 in the Champions League, and a mixed bag of results. The first game was against Leicester, a 4-2 win. We took the lead early on, Solskjaer squaring the ball and finding Roy Keane for his first goal of the season. A lovely finish from close range. Marcus Bent then got one back for Leicester. Hignett putting in the corner. Bent with a left-footed volley, just beat Barthez, made it 1-1. Craig Hignett picked up the ball again. He gave it to Paul Dickov. He released Ben Thatcher, who put a first-time pass into Marcus Bent to make it 2-1 to the team from Leicestershire. But then they got a man sent off, and that changed the game completely. Patrice Evra picked the ball up in a deep position, gave it into Ryan Giggs, into Patrick Kluivert, round to Scholes, into Van Nistelrooy, and a left-footed finish into the bottom corner made it 2-2. Then the third goal for us came from Rio Ferdinand, giving it to Giggs, Scholes to Kluivert. Kluivert laid it back to Scholes, over the top to Evra. He squared it, and Solskjaer was there to put the ball in the back of the net. And then the fourth goal was the pick of the bunch. Giggs put a long ball through. It is intercepted, but Van Nistelrooy got on the end of it. Kluivert laid it off to Owen Hargreaves, who belted one in from the edge of the box. A slight change of formation led to a good result there. Giggs on a 9.4 was the standout player. Next up was Besiktas away in the Champions League, and a bit of an interesting result this one. Ilhan put them 1-0 ahead with a lovely header after Hassan put some good pressure on. It was Hassan again that throwing in a corner, found that man Ilhan, and Besiktas took a 2-0 lead at the Champions League. Next up was Southampton, and Guti got the ball, laid it to Patrice Evra. We kept the ball well. It was Solskjaer that stuck it in, and it was a 1-0 lead for Man United there. Quinton Fortune doing well. Guti took a corner, swung it in, found Rio Ferdinand. Van Nistelrooy was there to poke it home from close range. A good 2-0 win. We dominated Southampton. So into some first team news then going into the game against Liverpool. Tim Howard is starting to feel like he should be starting more games, as is Diego Forlan, as is Nicky Butt. All of them moaning about it, but Nicky Butt's the only one that went, I'll put myself on the transfer list then, so thanks Nicky. Gary Neville picked up an injury, a pulled groin. He was out for 7 days. And Mikel Silvestre was back, luckily, when his rehabilitation phase of his treatment started. Ruud van Nistelrooy was also back to full fitness, just in time for the game against Liverpool. And then we had some breaking news in the world of football. And this was an interesting one. Steve McLaren got sacked. Former Man United assistant manager got sacked from his job at Middlesbrough. Kevin Keegan got sacked from Man City after a number of poor performances. Saviola was tipped to win World Footballer of the Year. And Paul Jewell said he was unlikely to sign David Bellion, which was nice because I'd never heard of him being interested in David Bellion either. And then Gareth Barry has been linked to a move to Greece for Olympiakos. So taking on Liverpool, the match preview. Michael Owen is their top scorer with 10. It's going to be hard keeping him quiet. Steven Gerrard has the most man of the match awards, but he's suspended for the game today against Liverpool. Stefan Onsho and Sami Hyypiä formidable at the back. So as we dive into the game then, we can see that Liverpool line up without Steven Gerrard, and they're lining up in a 4-2-3-1. Heskey playing as a auxiliary left winger, Anthony Letalak in behind Michael Owen, and Barosh starting out on the right hand side. We're lining up in a 4-4-1-1 basically, with Solskjaer playing as a slightly advanced right winger. The English table has us in second, them in fourth. It's going to be a close game, and it's level on points at the top of the table with Chelsea, 28 each. And as the teams walked out and had their final little huddles, let's get into the action. So we got the first highlight with Roy Keane putting Van Nistelrooy through into a bit of space. He was covered well by Sami Hyypiä. Back to Giggs, whose square ball or shot was blocked. From the resultant corner, literally nothing happened. Up the other end, Danny Murphy put in a free kick which was headed away. It fell to Sami Hyypiä, who just sort of dallied on the ball for a little bit. Picked out a pass into Michael Owen. Jamie Carragher gave it to Barosh. Barosh laid it back to Haman, and Paul Scholes brought it forward, putting through Van Nistelrooy on a counter-attack onto that weaker left foot, and he made it show, firing his shot wide. We then had another attack. Ryan Giggs on the left-hand side put a ball through to Van Nistelrooy. It was intercepted. Scholes picked up. Lovely ball through to Solskjaer, but Dudek made a good save. Giggs then got into the box, and Danny Murphy lunged in. Luckily, he got the ball if you're a Liverpool fan. And then Heskey picked the ball up. He was robbed by Gary Neville. Solskjaer put a ball through to Van Nistelrooy, who's looking rusty after his injury. And Dudek made a good save. Jamie Carragher took a throw in on the right-hand side to find Milan Barosh. He found Anthony Letalak, who dinked the ball in all the way to the edge of the box. And Emil Heskey scores one of the best headers I've ever seen. He's literally headed that from the edge of the penalty box is absolutely ludicrous. A lovely ball in from Anthony Natalic, but the header from there from Heskey just caught Barthez by surprise. 1-0 Liverpool. So into half-time we go, and you can see we've had the better of the game, being the white line for XG. We tell them that we're not that happy and we need to improve, but we don't make any personnel changes. Interestingly, Liverpool take off goalscorer Heskey and bring on Bruno Cheyrou. So into the second half we go, and we start the brighter. Ryan Giggs brings the ball forward on the left-hand side, going for a nice long run down that wing like we know he loves to. Puts a cross in, Solskjaer heads it across, but it's intercepted at the back and Liverpool get it away. Solskjaer laid the ball out to Gary Neville on the right-hand side, who was trying to get a crossing position. He gives it to Hargreaves and they keep the ball nicely in the corner, but not making much progression. Hargreaves, Neville puts it into Solskjaer. Solskjaer scrapes to Scholes, and his shot, his goal-bound shot, is blocked, and Liverpool managed to clear the ball and get it away. So as we look to make some changes, we push Ryan Giggs up into a more attacking position on that left-hand side. And we make a couple of changes at this point as well. Mikael Silvestre not having a great game on his return from injury, so Patrice Evra replaces him. And the same can be said for Ruud van Nistelrooy as well, not having the greatest game back, and Patrick Kluivert comes in up front. It's a corner then to be taken by Ryan Giggs. He swings it into the near post. It beats everyone, and Solskjaer with a left-footed effort hits the post. And then another sub, John O'Shea comes on for Wes Brown, and we shift Rio Ferdinand over to the right-hand side of defence. And it's another corner. Ryan Giggs to take this one again. Swings this in at the near post. Djoume Traoré heads it away. Ryan Giggs picks up the loose ball, drives in, has a ball into Hargreaves. Back to Giggs, a first-time effort, and he hits the other post. And that Liverpool goal is living a charmed life. We get into the tactics then, and we try to do things that just allow us to keep the ball and create good opportunities. We run at the defence, we keep the ball, we lower the tempo, lower the passing directness, and try and work the ball into the box and lull these Liverpool players into a making a foul or something like that. As we throw the ball back in, Scholes picks it up, and it's Hargreaves on it to start. Murphy puts in a good tackle, but Keane's there to pick the ball up. Kluivert turns, he shoots, and he clips the top of the bar. John O'Shea has the ball into Hargreaves in midfield. He laid it into Paul Scholes, out to Ryan Giggs, and Dudek makes another good save. A corner then in the 88th minute to be taken by Ryan Giggs, swings it in, and there's a melee at the front post. John O'Shea goes down like a sack of potatoes. The referee's checking it, and VAR's given it, and it's a penalty, and Solskjaer fires it into the bottom corner. 89th minute. It's a late dramatic equaliser, but no more than we deserve. Ollie Solskjaer, 1-1. A really good bit of composure from Solskjaer to just fire that low. Dudek goes the right way. A good penalty saver, we know that much. And Solskjaer puts it in the bottom corner. Rio Ferdinand over the top to Solskjaer. Kluivert in the last minute of the game fires it wide, and that should have been the winner, but the referee blows full time. And as you can see there, Giggs and Solskjaer doing well on the wings. O'Shea and Ferdinand playing well at the back. But a game we really should have won. The Premier League, our rivals do battle at Anfield, say ITV Sport, a 1-1 draw. But it does take us top of the Premier League with Ryan Giggs showing he was man of the match. The XG match story says it itself there. We were the team in white and we absolutely outplayed Liverpool. And the match momentum showed that Liverpool really shouldn't have got anything out of that game. We dominated.